of the last term, and place it in the last spot. It in the last spot. So the square is 25, so the square root of 25 is 5. It goes there. Choose the sign of the middle term. Middle, that's an E. Okay, why is it this? Because we're choosing the sign of the middle term, because remember what this really is. It's h plus 5 squared. That means times itself, which now looks like a FOIL problem. So when I'm getting that middle term of 10h, it's because it was 5h plus 5h. So that's why whatever that middle term sign is, that's what we need. Okay, now what's really super important is, wait, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check the middle. Because in order for this to work, it has to make that number work as well. So checking the middle means multiply the two terms and double the product to see if you get the middle. Because remember, that was our way of multiplying these the other day. So if I go back here, h times 5 is 5h. Double 5h, you get 10h. So we know that is the answer to that problem. Okay? We're going to try number 3 in the workbook, and that is d squared minus 22d plus 121. So we look and we say, okay, it's a trinomial. This is a perfect square, and this is a perfect square, so I am going to try to make 1 parentheses squared. Take the square root of the first, that's d. Take the square root of the last, that's 11. Take the sign of the middle. It should be this answer, but we have to check. Does 11d double to be 22d? And it does. So there's the answer. Okay. I want to show you one that is why you have to check the middle term. What if you had d squared plus 13d plus 36? This is not in your book. Okay, well, that's a perfect square, and that's a perfect square. So we could say, well, okay, we're going to try to see. I think it looks like a PST. That's d. That's 6. Take the sign. Now if I check the middle, that's 6d, and 6d doubles to be 12d. So this is not a PST. So we can't factor it that way. That doesn't mean, though, that you can't factor it, because if it's a trinomial, we still should try FOIL. Split up the d's. Look at that sign. It's positive. So I look over here, and they're both plus. Is there numbers that multiply to be 36 and add to be 13? Yes, there are. So see, we could factor it. It just was not a PST. So I'm just cautioning you that PST is just one way to try to get a shortcut out of trinomials. It doesn't mean it always has to work or it's not factorable. Okay? Let's try number 11. 25r squared minus 80r plus 64. Okay, this one's got a coefficient, but that's okay. It's 3 terms. 25 is a perfect square, and that's even. That's a perfect square, so we're going to try it. 25r squared. Well, 5r times 5r is 25r squared. And 8 times 8 is 64. This has to be minus. So if we multiply that and we double it, we get 80r. And we already know the sign's right because we chose it. Okay, so that's right. How about one more? How about number 17? 4a squared minus 36a plus 81. Perfect square, perfect square. So we're going to try it. Square root of 4a squared is 2a. Square root of 81 is 9 minus 2 times 9 is 18. 18a doubled is 36a. So there's the answer. Okay, so this again is for PSTs. We don't want to confuse PSTs with difference of square, which will be what I do in the next video.